Your problem is not the fact that you're not smart enough. It's not the fact that you're not capable enough. It's not the fact that you can't be disciplined enough. And it's not even the fact that you don't want it, because you obviously do. Everybody wants it. If I was to give you the dream life for free, you'd take it. The problem is that you are not angry enough to chase your dreams and make the true changes that it takes to formulate your dream life. Okay? And I know this because when I was living an average life, I wasn't angry enough. I was comfortably numb with the day-to-day things that I was doing. And so it took me becoming extremely angry with my reality to actually make a true difference in my life. And that's what it's going to take for you. And I'll tell you my breaking point, and it goes way back to 2023. Okay, July of 2023. I took a little vacation for one of my good friend's birthday to none other than Miami, Florida. And my friend invited a couple other people that I really didn't know too well, but they were his friends as well. And so on this trip, really, if you just go to Miami in general, you're gonna feel like shit about yourself because, you know, there's supercars everywhere. There's kids your own age that are doing much better than you. I mean, it really motivates you, right? But that's not what made me angry. What made me truly angry is the fact that one particular friend that my friend had and that he brought to Miami, a kid that I didn't know, he flew in as well. And we met up, and it was cool for the first couple of days. I mean, the guy was cool. It was kind of like a shallow, you know, every interaction was more shallow than anything. But as time grew on, the kid, I started seeing like these distinctions, these weird like smug remarks that he would make. And to put it in perspective for you, I really wasn't doing much with my life, if I'm just being completely honest. I was trying to make life insurance work, but I had no plan. I really had no plan. Life insurance, I hated doing life insurance, especially because it was door to door. I was living in an average apartment, driving an average car. Just overall, my life was extremely average. This was before I even got into great shape or anything like that. And so you could say that I had, you know, some insecurity, right? And this kid, he wasn't particularly, you know, much better than me in any other facet than the fact that he hit a crypto pump and, you know, he had a couple $100,000, right? And he made sure that we all knew that. And so on this vacation, me and him actually ended up kind of getting into it because he said a kind of a smug remark to me, and, you know, I'm just not one to take that. When me and him got into this interaction, he started bringing up money and stuff like that, and throwing subtle jabs, and it really just, it kind of got to me that this kid who's no better than me, you know, in any other facet other than making more money than me at that time, you know, and it pissed me off that he was even able to be able to speak in a manner like this to me and even have any kind of leverage over me. Call it ego, call it whatever you want, but it's just truly how I felt. So when I got back from that trip pretty much depleted me of all my money. I spent way more than I was supposed to, stayed in way nicer place than I was supposed to, but that trip really was my breaking point. And after having that argument with him and feeling less than, it put me in a different mode. It's almost like the Mamba mentality, like when someone talks trash to you when you're playing sports when you were younger, or, you know, in whatever competitive field that you're in, when someone's, you know, kind of talking trash to you and maybe they are having a better game than you, it just puts you in a different mode. It's like when Kobe would go into Mamba mentality, or like when Jordan would go into it, or Tom Brady, right? And that's what it put me in. So July 31st, 2023, I catch a flight back to Atlanta, and that whole trip I had been drinking, you know, business as usual. That's what I was doing at that time. But when I got back from Miami, I was in a different mindset because I was angry. Okay, that anger inside of me fueled this rage that I was putting into formulating a plan to really change my life and start making more money. And so July 31st, 2023 was the last day that I've taken a sip of alcohol since today. And so when I got back, I formulated a plan. I actually went and got a job. I worked my way up through that job. And not even to get into all the intricacies of what I did when I got back, but just know that I hit a different mode. I was waking up every day, going to that job, waking up at like 4 a.m., going to the gym. But it's only because I got extremely angry. Something happened. There was a canon event that really made me want to work much harder and beat that person. So that kid was in the back of my mind. Every day I woke up listening to audiobooks, studying a course on how to get into marketing and doing all these things and entrepreneurship and working out. And it put me in a different mind frame. And now fast forward, okay, almost 3 years later, I'm living in my dream city, in my dream apartment. I'm driving my dream car, okay? I'm making the most money I've ever made in my life. I'm clearing $20,000 months. I work from the comfort of my home. Really, I work from the comfort of wherever I want to work from. I could be in, a different country working, which I did this past summer when I was in Spain. And it's actually funny. Word on the street, actually, my friend is not friends with that kid anymore because he screwed him over in a business deal. And then word on the street is that kid is actually working a warehouse job back where he's from. And, I don't believe in karma. I believe in an eye for an eye, okay? I believe that when you feel as if you're better than someone else, like truly in your heart, I believe God will humble you. I truly believe that. And I didn't believe that I was better than that kid in any way, but he definitely believed that he was better than me. And it's just funny where the position that he's at and where he was 3 years ago compared to now, and where I was 3 years ago compared to now. And so it's funny when you just put your head down and you truly get angry with your life. That is when you can truly make the changes necessary to make your life 10x better, 100x better. Truly. Okay? So stop being so passive with your life. That kind of situation doesn't have to happen for you. But this is your sign. This video, the fact that you clicked on this video, this is your sign to truly get angry. You should have a fictional character in your head that is working 10 times harder than you, making more money than you, has a better social life than you, traveling the world more than you are, driving a better car than you, living in a better place than you, making more money in a better way than you. That you should have an enemy. You need to find that enemy within you that you are competing with, even if it's not a real person, okay? That was one interaction. I had never talked to that kid after that situation, but in my mind, he was my enemy. I wanted to beat him, okay? I wanted to be better than him, all right? And look where my life is now compared to where he's at. My life is better at this point. And it's because of the daily actions I took, but it took that canon event for me to change my fucking life. Okay? It's not just gonna happen for you. You need to make it happen, and you need to get angry with where you're at in your life. You need to get angry. Life's not gonna come and pick you up out of bed every single day. It's up to you to go out there and make it happen.